I am constantly amazed by the world of celebrities, because it seems like these days to become a megastar, you also have to be pretty selfish and narcissistic to get to the top. For any normal person, the idea of becoming famous for playing pretend and getting millions of dollars would go to anyone's head. We did a video about that on this channel, by the way. Most people are just not mentally capable of handling fame. Some say it's a power that corrupts absolutely. Almost, that is, because there are those extremely rare souls that truly deserve every bit of fame given to them, and they do not treat others differently because of it.
The feeling of being there, of walking the streets of the future, is really going to be breathtaking. You're breathtaking! You're breathtaking! You're all breathtaking!
The most exemplary megastar here is Keanu Reeves. Don't believe me yet? Look who's taken a subway ride while sitting on millions. None other than Keanu Reeves. This guy has got a bank balance with a whole bunch of zeros, but you'll never catch him cruising around with a posse of bodyguards. No, Keanu just keeps it simple, opting for the subway just like you and me. Now, let's talk about what makes Keanu the neighbor that you wish you had. Picture this, Keanu on the subway, taking his usual seat, and then he notices a woman standing nearby, not putting on any celebrity airs here. Instead, he springs up, flashes a friendly smile, and offers her the seat like it's the most natural thing he's ever done. But the subway tale is just the beginning of Keanu's coolness. Check this out, when he wrapped up John Wick 5, he didn't just high-five his stunt team. He treated 4 of them to a fancy dinner, and the parting gifts? Custom Rolexes for each stuntman with a personal thanks a bunch from Keanu etched onto the back. It is like Hollywood meets a heartfelt gratitude. So whether he's sharing a subway ride or gifting Rolexes, Keanu's proving that you can have millions and still keep it real. Before we move on, I just want to dive deeper into Keanu's chronicles, because did you know that he's had a very tragic life? As we get into more examples of him being the best person in the world, do keep in mind that he has dealt with things like his sister having serious cancer and personally taking care of her for years. It took her 10 whole years, but she took cancer and kicked its ass. His mother has always had a very tough time her whole life choosing partners. His father left him when he was a baby. There's something to be said about a person who experiences so much negativity and only gives back to the world in a positive sense, as a millionaire that is. Let's move back to the feel-good stories about Keanu. Now, a true story, Octavia Spencer, the award-winning actress, shares a tale that feels like it's straight out of a movie. See, Octavia's car decided to break down, leaving her stranded and in need of a hero. And guess who showed up on a motorcycle? It was Keanu Reeves, the man who doesn't just play a hero in movies. He lives up to it in real life. Check this out.
And it broke down like in this very posh area of Beverly Hills. Nobody would help me. Then all of a sudden this guy comes up with his sunglasses and motorcycle helmet. And I knew immediately it was Keanu Reeves. And I, of course, was like freaking out. He, do you need some help? And I'm like, sure. I thought he was going to get into the car. I got behind the car to push. He said, no, I'm going to push you out of the street. You get in. So he pushed me out of the street. And then, of course, when people saw it was Keanu Reeves helping me, everybody came down to help.
Now, let's shift gears to Keanu being the cool, down-to-earth guy we all secretly want to be friends with. There's this adorable clip where a young Matrix fan pops a question about how they pulled off those mind-bending effects. Keanu, being Keanu, breaks it down in a way that even the youngest fan could understand. It's crazy because he shows legitimate interest in what this child has to say, and you can tell he genuinely cares about the fan in the knowledge that they made him who he is, and the same is true here.
How did you go to the computer?
So I would have my hand, and then they would take a picture of it, and then in the computer, they would do an animation of all like a silver and silver hand, and they would show you on a movie screen.
Now check out this video where we meet a young boy named Noah, and he meets his hero. What's heartwarming here is that Keanu does way more than just the whole handshake and photo. No, he sits and asks Noah's name, gives a solid handshake, and has a really good conversation. And the cherry on top, is a genuine hug that wraps up the encounter with warmth. I, by the way, will also accept hugs, Keanu Reeves.
So you guys ever get back together to work on a project? And maybe even like projects like more for kids like me?
That's a good question. And I hope I get a chance to work with them again. And I hope we can tell some preserver stories. But I hadn't thought about what you just said. Yes, then that's something we need to do. That's something we need to do. Thank you for that idea.
But it doesn't stop there. James and Nikki, a couple on their wedding day, got the surprise of a lifetime when Keanu decided to crash their celebration. Now imagine having your favorite actor show up at your wedding unannounced. But that's Keanu for you. No VIP attitude, just a good time. Now let's rewind to Comic-Con 2022, where Keanu takes a different kind of bow. Instead of basking in the limelight, he gets on his hands and knees, connecting with the audience that has been cheering for him all of these years. It's like he's saying, hey, I'm here because of you guys. Oh, but we're not done yet. For fun, let's jump back into 1998, where a candid photo captures Keanu sharing his meal with a homeless man. And it's a moment that is frozen in time, breaking stereotypes and showing that genuine kindness knows no boundaries. And no, it's not some lookalike, that is 100% Keanu, the real deal. Ever been on a plane that had to make an emergency landing? Stressful, right? Well, not if Keanu's on board. There's a photo of him comforting fellow passengers, turning a potentially scary experience into a shared moment of humanity. And then there's this second wild story about Keanu on his motorcycle. A stranger rear-ended him, and instead of flipping out, Keanu says, if my bike starts, we're cool. That's not just any bike, it is one of those very high-end expensive ones that makes you go, woo! And yet Keanu is more compassionate than confrontational, even if it costs him a pretty penny. And we know that that's a drop in the bucket for him, so does he, and it could probably seriously cost this poor woman a lot for her in the long run. He didn't owe this to her, but wanted to help this fellow human who just made a mistake.
Guys, come on. Give us 5 minutes, okay?
And in a world where celebrity stories can sometimes feel rehearsed, Keanu Reeves stands out. He's not just a megastar, he's the guy. He's kind, approachable, and makes you feel like you're chatting with a friend. These stories aren't about making him look good, they're about showing the world that kindness in all its casual glory can be the coolest thing of all. And that's why Keanu's the guy we all secretly want to be, because being cool isn't just about what you wear or what you drive, it's about how you treat people. And Keanu, he's acting the part.